Okay, let's start. You click on RStudio. Oops. Let me like close this shit. So you click on File. Can you follow me? Okay, you click on File, and again, don't like panic. I'm recording this, so like you can watch it later. You click on New File. You click on R script. And after that, like, oops. And then you go to the folder where you placed the R code. And let me find it. Oops. Okay. Here it is. So then you find this file. This is the file with the R code. You double click on it. And then you click on Open with RStudio. Can you follow me? And here it is. Did you open it? Raise your hand if you need more time. Okay. And again, I am recording this stuff, so. Let me, in the meantime, tell you like a few things. Um, our, we are going to learn how to work with data using programming language. In other classes, for example, when the very first class I took at Rutgers PhD program, we used SPSS. Another class I took, we used Stata. But those are programs, they're applications by companies, and the way like we did it. And thing is, when I was at Rutgers, when I was like taking it, Rutgers did give students licenses, so people had like this stuff on their laptops. But when I was teaching stats at Seton Hall in Delaware. For some reason, I never thought like Rutgers is like more like prestigious. I guess it is. I don't know. But at those places, they did not give licenses to students. So basically, what happened? People had to use virtual labs. Have you heard about virtual labs? No, anyone? They're horrible. Like in any place where I like worked, virtual labs in terms of like statistics, they're like absolutely horrible. And so I chose to teach in R because R is a language. It's free. So basically, if you have like, if you learn how to do like programming with like Stata or like SPSS, imagine your like university gives you a license. but then it expires, and then you like lose access to it, and they're crazy expensive. Like licenses for like SPSS and Stata, they're expensive. Like every single year, they're going to charge you like hundreds of dollars for the license. So this is why R is better. It's free. It's more complicated in terms of like usage because it's a language. You have to understand the syntax. But again, it's free. You will never, if you like figure out how to work with data in R, you actually don't need any other application. And also thing about R, since it's a language, you can do like anything, like absolutely anything. It's a language. In like SPSS or Stata, for example. And like in terms of analysis, have you heard about like network analysis? Anyone? So think about like you cannot do network analysis in SPSS or Stata. You can do it in a language like Python or R. Okay, let's like start with like basic, very like basic things. Okay, let's see. Do you see like line 26? So this operator, like this arrow with like a sign, this what is it? It's an arrow, right? This operator, it allows you to create objects, and you will see those objects like over here in environment. So let's, and you click run, and you see here in the console at the bottom, you see like the result, right? And environment, you see like you created an object. Thing is, the basic thing to understand about programming language, you basically create objects and then you work with them. That's like, and you will see all your objects like over here. And let's have like a little fun. I hate statistics. You can create any object. It could be like text, it could be a number, it could be anything. Do you follow me? Do you have the same stuff? Okay, great. And then like basic things uh like evaluation. Do you follow? Do you understand what's going on? Okay, let's see. And again, it can get like more complicated. Line 36 and 37. And you have it in the console. And again, you have it in objects in environment, right? Uh, and thing is, we will start with base R. There are two kinds of R, base R and tidyverse. We will start with base R, which allows you to like better understand the syntax of the language. And one of the basic commands is rm. It like removal. If we highlight it, line 39, and we run it, oops, you see we removed the object. Did you like see the same, right? Okay. And just like to like lines 47, it's kind of the same stuff. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And let's look at some like other commands like thing about some commands are logical. You need it for example, you need logical commands to like, let's say, evaluate an object and to see if your object has like the parameters you need. And then if it does, you do something with that object. If it doesn't, you kind of skip it. Another basic thing about programming code, it kind of runs from like top to bottom. So when you like create your code, it must be consecutive. You cannot like do like, I don't know, whatever. It must be consecutive. And another important basic principle, when you write your code, like code below, it must refer to like object above. You cannot like do something with the code and have like do something with the object if you have not created that object like above in your code. This is like very basic thing about programming. Like let's do this 1661. You see it gives you like false or true. Do you have the same? Right? It's really important in programming in like in many cases you need to like analyze your object to see like if it's something you like actually bless you, something you like you need for your like analysis, and then like do this like true or false, and I will tell you like whether or not something is like true or false. Okay. So let's see. Pum. Thing about data in like real life data, when you have your variables in real life, you like you have missing data in your variables. Like in real life, you will never have like a perfect data set which has like all the variables and they have like all values. So NA, when you look at the data set, if it has missing values, it will have NA in the data. And like line, let's say 87 is .NA. If you like, let's say we do this. Oops. So we create an object and then we set like a parameter. We need to figure out, does this object has an A? And it says true. So R allows you to like check for things like that. Okay, let's see. Let's talk a little bit about types of objects you have in R. So let's have a look at the lines from 104. One of the types of objects you can have in R, like the most common one is like data set. And the data set is basically like a table, like vertical lines are your like variables and horizontal lines in your table are your like values. This is like very common object in R. But then you can have vectors. It's an object which has certain values. And important thing about R, why it's like better than like SPSS or Stata, they cannot work with text, and R, using R, you can do like text analysis, stuff like that. And you can create any kind of object. It could be in line like 106 numbers, you can create numeric vector. In line 107, you can create text. And in line 108, you can create a logical vector. So vectors, they can be basically like any types. So let's run it. Oops. You have this stuff, right? Do you need more time? No. Lines 106, 7, and 8, we created a bunch of different objects. And you see like in environment, you can see V1, V2, and V3, and you see like what's inside those vectors. Okay, let's see. Okay, this stuff is for like, it's for people who love math. I'm not one of those people, so like, and also in real life, you kind of don't need it. What you need in real life, sometimes you like create a data set from different like objects. You kind of merge it from like different stuff, and you need and think about like creating something in like since it's kind of based on math, like length of a vector, they must be compatible. Let's say you have like a data set with a variable, let's say like on age, right? On age. And for like for 500 people, right? And then you find somewhere else like data for like those exact people, and you need to like combine those two data sets. You need to check like length of your vector. This is, you cannot like do it if your length of your vector are different. It's kind of basic stuff, but this stuff you actually kind of need in real life. So let's see. And thing to understand, what will happen. Oh, let's, I like doing extra credit. Let's see if you understand like what's going on. What will happen when I run line 122? Can somebody tell me? I can give you 1 point. Yeah. Yep. Email me, I will give you 1 extra credit point. So let's check it. You see? Remember, like before, I told you your code must be consecutive and you like always refer to something that you created below. So if now we run line 118, oops, we created a vector, and now we can check the length of that vector. Oops. And so we did it. Yep. Yeah, so in line 116, we created a vector with values from 1 to 7, right? And we have it in environment. You see it, right? When you run the code. And then in line 122, we checked the length of that vector. Yeah, okay. So let's see what's... Okay, so this is 100 lines from 133 to line 139 are actually useful. You are going to use it quite often. So let's, okay, do we have vector 1. So basically we can like highlight it and run. So let me talk about what's going on in those lines. So line 134, we did like summation. And then in line 135, we calculated mean. You know what the mean is, right? Okay. Then we, in line 136, we calculated standard deviation. In lines 137 and 38, we calculated minimum and maximum. And in line 139, we did correlation. And you know what correlation is, right? I don't need to explain it, right? Okay, so let's see. Okay, this stuff is more for people like who enjoy math. I don't think I like have done it. This actually is useful. This is I have done in my work. So line in line 161, we replaced a value in a vector. Oops. Sometimes you need to do it. Oops. And the structure of the code again, this arrow sign, it's an assignment. You create an object with that stuff, right? And those like square brackets, when you have an object and you have square brackets after that object, it usually means you do indexing. Indexing in programming, it's when you try to do something, you try to like, let's say, locate a particular value in a data set. And you know, like, let's say you have a variable, you have a data set with what? Again, like let's say 500 people, they're like age, let's say age. And then, for example, you do some digging, you realize age for some person like is wrong. So instead of like going to, the way to do it in R, you take those like square brackets after the object and give a number which tells R you need to do something with that value. Do you follow? Okay. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's see what's could be useful. Important thing is about kind of variables you have in R. You have text. You have numbers, numeric variables, right? Then you have variables which are textual and are when you start like practicing importing data, I will like show you like how to do it and import like proper variables must be imported with the same category they are. If you, for example, if you have a data set and you have like textual variable, when you try to import it and you do not tell R, this is a character variable, it will not be imported. It will be like empty. So it's important to understand different types of variables R can handle. And one of those types is a factor variable. It's basically like, it creates like, in terms of R, it's like categories. And think about factor variable. You can actually like, you can create you can like assign, let's say like colors and give them numbers, right? And then you can make them a factor variable. and make sure like one corresponds to like red, two to like yellow, and three to like something else. And you can like create a factor variable out of numeric variable. So R is like really flexible in terms of working with like different kinds of variables. And another like beautiful thing about R, it gives you like unlike limited capabilities for data visualization. Unlike other like softwares, in R you can do like absolutely whatever in terms of like visualizing your data. So let's create factor variables. And we did it. You see, we have it in the console, right? So let's see what's next is could be useful. Very important. Let's run line 183. Oops. It shows you like values in your variable. And important thing, this is like the stuff I just told you. So when you have like as numeric command, you can create numeric variables out of your like character variables for colors. And in lines 125 and 86, we do it. Oops. So as numeric is important command, you are going to use it like quite often. It makes sense to remember it. And again, in lines 188 and lines 189, when you have like as character variable, you can make it character variable again. And in lines 189, you can create like a factor variable. So basically, as numeric makes it numeric, as character makes it character, as factor makes it factor. So those commands you are going to use quite often. Okay, let's see what we are going to use. Matrices are for like math geeks. I'm not a math geek. And again, like in terms of like working with data, it's like, since again, like as a social scientist, I work like with actual data. So I kind of never use matrix stuff. Uh, okay, that's next. Important thing, sometimes you kind of don't know. You just got like a data set and you need to check what kind of variable it is. And for that, let's see. Ah, before I run like 166, I need to, where is it? Yeah, I need to create an object, right? And otherwise it will not run. So 252, we create an object. Oops. And then we go to line 266 and we check like what kind of like object is that. So this class command in R allows you to figure out what kind of object you are dealing with. Okay, let's see. What else? Okay, let's see. Okay. Important thing to understand about our most stuff we do using packages. A package is like someone basically you can do like whatever in base R using like base R like syntax, like very basic stuff. But since like it will take a lot of like time to like do it, many people started creating packages. Package is something created, usually it's some kind of like a programming professor at some university. Again, that person created for free just for the love of like, I don't know, academia, love of science, whatever. And people place those packages in CRAN. It's a like place where people who create packages, they post those packages so other people, if they want to do like particular analysis, they don't need to write some base R code from scratch. They just use the packages other people created and like do the thing using like shorter like commands. And the way you install the way you like get your packages, you do it by this command install packages, and you place you have around brackets, you have quotation marks and name of the package between those quotation marks. This is how you get access to the package from the internet. And then line like 335, using a library command, you like install the package into your into like short-term memory, I would say. And important thing to know about packages, some packages are not like consistent with each other, which means you cannot have like some packages together in your short-term memory in your laptop at the same time. Your laptop will crash. We are not going to work with such packages, but such packages do exist. And so basically what people do in terms of like management of like programming, they got a package to do something, they did it, and then they like removed it from like short-term memory from the laptop. This is like important thing to understand. Otherwise, if you have like lots of open, also it will like slow down your laptop. If you have like some beauty like this, it will hold, but it has like, I bought it specifically with very large like short-term memory or whatever, like operating memory. But if your laptop has like small memory in terms of like operating memory, it will crash. So, okay, what else important? Okay. Yep, that's about it in terms of important stuff. So let's end it.